Welcome everyone to a Juneteenth edition of Live Nation Urban Presents Meet the Execs. My name is Brandon Pankey. I'm your host. They couldn't find anyone else because all the good hosts are doing great things on Juneteenth today. I'm excited to be here. Today we are interviewing one of my absolute favorite people in the music industry. I've known her for over a decade at this point, Miss Ethiopia Habtemariam. She is the president of Motown Records and the executive vice president of Capitol Music Group. So this should be a really exciting interview, and I'm really looking forward to having her here. She's going to be on momentarily. I appreciate everyone being here as a part of our Black Music Month initiative. Each week, we have partnered with a different record label to really present their history, some of their upcoming artists, and then also interviewing some of their top execs. The past couple of weeks, we've worked with Columbia Urban, we've worked with Atlantic Records. This week it's been Motown Records, and next week we are following up with Interscope Records. So I'm excited for everything that we have coming up, and super excited to speak to Ethiopia, who will be on momentarily. If you haven't had a chance to check this out, tonight, Live Nation Urban has executive produced alongside Live by Live, Lift Every Voice, a Juneteenth special. It's going to be streaming on Live by Live, featuring some of your favorite artists, from Common to Leon Bridges. It's really a great event. 2 hours. It's going to be phenomenal. Check it out if you have Live by Live. Download the app. It's going to be a great show. We're here to celebrate Juneteenth. It's taken way too long to celebrate Juneteenth, to be honest, but it's a step in the right step in the right direction. Mix it up with progression almost, but we're all good because we need to still have some progression. So we're waiting for E to come on right now. Thank you, whoever is controlling Motown Records socials. I'm hyped as well. E is going to be joining us momentarily. So just stay with us. Go get a drink of water. If it is Juneteenth, go get a drink of whatever is in your red cup, whatever you got, just get a drink. Let's get ready. This is going to be a great interview. So we're just standing by and waiting for Ethiopia right now, who's about to join on momentarily. Thank you all for being with us every week. We have another series that I'm going to talk about, the souls of Black folk, which has been super important to myself personally and to the entire Live Nation Urban team. The Souls of Black Folk, which airs every Tuesday, really highlights different areas within the Black community that we can really grow upon, that we can take actionable steps to improve upon. In the past weeks, we've spoken to Mark Lamont Hill. We've had Henry Hips from the Gates Foundation to discuss education. We've had Alice Vilma and Ted Reed, both from Morgan Stanley, to discuss economics and really financial management. These have been great conversations, and we're going to keep that going on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. I don't know what else to plug right now. I do know what else to plug right now. I'm going to plug the Roots Picnic, the virtual experience, a partnership with When We All Vote and Mrs. Michelle Obama, which is coming up next weekend, Saturday, June 27th, only on YouTube.com. And we have everybody from Motown's Lil Baby to Roddy Ricch, SZA, her. We have so many great artists and so many special appearances, from Kerry Washington to Lin-Manuel Miranda to Deion Cole. It's going to be an exciting 2-hour broadcast. Please tune in. And of course, we'll have the legendary Roots performing as well. So that's next weekend, Saturday, June 27th at 8 p.m. I'm done plugging. It is Juneteenth. I'm excited to celebrate freedom. I'm excited to celebrate progress. I'm excited for Ethiopia to come on board any minute now. I don't have anything else. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can ask. Hold on. I think E is here, just as I was about to go into it. That is not E. That's someone else requesting. I don't know why they are, but that's all right. But thank you for requesting and being a part of it. So E is joining us momentarily. She just texted me, told me she should be on in a minute. If anyone, you can ask questions right now. This is free time. I'm gonna come up with a new concept under Live Nation Urban. Free time with Brandon Pankey. That's right. You just ask random questions while he waits for the next guest to come on. We can do that as well. It's up to you. Thank you, Brianna. Shout out to Brianna Colell. We all do need to vote and register to vote, and we can do that on whenweallvote.org. That's right, whenweallvote.org. Definitely vote. 2020 is the year to vote. Thank you again, Brianna, for that. And most importantly, just continue to stay engaged. In all seriousness, we've seen everything that's been happening over the past, feels like it's been forever, because it has been forever in real life. But we've seen this new civil rights movement kind of pick up. Do not give up. Do not stop doing what you're doing just because, it's not trendy to do it. Continue to support, continue to love everyone, continue to fight for Black rights, and protect Black women, protect Black people. Just please continue to do all of that. I'm excited to be a part of Live Nation Urban. And just so everyone knows what Live Nation Urban is, Live Nation Urban was developed, our president, Sean G, developed Live Nation Urban to really, build and grow hip hop, R&B, and gospel. And that's events and platforms. That's the artists in the genre, and really pay, close attention to what we do within these genres. So I'm excited. I don't know, whoever's asking this, when concerts are going to start back up again. We're starting with drive-in concerts right now. And slowly but surely we're gonna start those up. But safety is always first before we do anything. But we're hoping to get them up sooner rather than later. Ethiopia is going to be joining momentarily, so just stand by for that. And we're excited. Next week, I'm not going to reveal our guest yet. I'll wait. But we have another high-level executive from Interscope coming next week, which I'm super excited about. The Interscope team has been awesome as well. And shout out to the Motown team, because this week has been incredible. The videos that you've had have been phenomenal, just showing and highlighting the history of Motown from inception to now. If you haven't seen it, go to the Live Nation Urban Instagram page, and you'll see so much information about Motown, about the history of Motown, and Motown's greatness. Their tagline is, they did it first, and they absolutely did. So shout out to Barry Gordy, and shout out to the leadership team that's a part of Motown now. We are just waiting right now. We are just waiting for Miss Ethiopia Habtemariam right now. No, thank you for your support. We appreciate you, Motown. And any minute, E's going to be on. And it's going to be a good interview. And I promise you, it is worth the wait. Thank you for everybody for your patience. I don't want to get off and get back on because we already have you. ICE. All right, so I'm about to add Ethiopia right now. And then we are going to get started. It says, unable to join. I don't know if you're able to join on your phone. Right now it's saying unable to join the live right now. So I don't know if you need to get into another space or not. E has gotten off. She's going to get on her phone. But E is here, and she will be on momentarily. Thank y'all so much. Happy Juneteenth to everybody one more time. E will be on momentarily. I'm excited about this one. And shout out to the Live Nation Urban team. Quickly, they deserve all of the kudos for everything that we've done. And here comes Ethiopia. But Naija Burrs, Brianna Colell, Tyler Scott, Mike Carney, Coben Byers, and of course Sean G. The entire team has been phenomenal. So wanted to shout them out. And I'm done rambling. Here we go. E!
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. So sorry, I'm running behind.
Don't be sorry. There are certain people that are always going to be worth the wait. That's called making an entrance. It's a difference. Don't worry about it.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. As I stated, we are on IG Live with Miss Ethiopia Habtemariam, president of Motown Records and the executive vice president of Capitol Music Group. E, thank you so much for making time for us today.
Thank you for having me, Brandon.
Always. Of course. So what we do with all of our guests is we like to chart the journey, right? I know you started at LaFace as an intern at 14 years old. Can you talk about that moment, getting you all the way?
Give me a second. You going right into it. Come on.
What you want to say? You know what?
No, it's okay. All right. Let me just have water. Just give me a moment. Hold up.
Drink some water. I'm just excited. I've been talking for 10 minutes, so I'm trying not to talk anymore. That's all.
On my last Zoom meeting. Right. Okay. Go.
Here we go.
Okay.
So, from LaFace internship at 14 years old to president of Motown Records and of Capitol Music Group to being one of the most powerful people in the music industry, male, female, black, white, whatever. Talk about that journey and how you got here, because I think it's important, particularly for young black women, to hear this.
Okay.
Take your time.
Okay, so I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, and Southwest Atlanta to be exact. And Atlanta at that time, well, Atlanta even now, Atlanta, it's always been a musical city. And I came up in the era of, you know, when LaFace was thriving, Jermaine, Dallas, you know, just incredible musical city. And I always grew up loving music, child of immigrants, and music has always been a big connective thing for me. And I knew I wanted to pursue a career in music.
Mm-hmm.
That was my passion.
Mm-hmm.
Living in Atlanta, went to middle school with Crisscross.
Wow.
Anyway, I went to Mays High. My freshman year in high school, Shanti Das,
Mm-hmm.
the legendary Shanti Das, who was an alumni of Mays, came and spoke at my class, and that changed everything for me. Shanti came and spoke. She's always been someone that was always giving back, and she was heading up promotions at LaFace at the time, and she was so fly. And at the time, I used to read fanzines all the time, and I never knew about any other career in music outside of reading about production companies or publicists, right? And so she worked in promotions. And I just went up to her after she came and spoke and asked if I could shadow her for a day.
Mm-hmm.
She said yes. And I think the day that I shadowed her, her assistant was sick.
Mm.
I was like answering phones and stuff, and
Yeah.
I come back that summer. And I did everything under the sun. My parents would let me take the train to Buckhead, where the LaFace office was. And I was doing everything I could. Street teamwork, stuffing envelopes. I did everything. Cut to in high school, I was doing, celebrity basketball games. I was doing parties. I did everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that just went on through my high school years. Shaka Zulu was on the radio at Hot 97 in Atlanta. I would have him host my celebrity basketball games.
Mm-hmm.
My girl Lala back then, she was interning for him. She would host parties for me.
Okay.
I mean, I was like just in the scene in Atlanta, putting in the work. When I was 17, I got hired at LaFace as a production assistant in
Okay.
the department, which was like not glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go into the nuts and the bolts, but I paid my dues doing everything, parties. I did a stint working with Instinct, doing parties for them,
Yeah.
published for their charity organization at one point. But through my time at LaFace, I met a woman named LaRonda Sutton, who was a music publisher.
Okay.
Created LA's publishing company, Hitco, at the time, and
Okay.
all the work that I put in. And she always told me I'd be a great music publisher because I was always connecting people. And she went to Los Angeles to to work at Edmonds Music Publishing, Babyface's publishing company.
Okay.
To LA. My girl La had just gone to LA to be on the radio out there.
Mm-hmm.
Moved to LA when I was 21 to work at Edmonds, and I was a music publisher then.
Okay. And what does that mean, be a music publisher, just so people understand what that?
I was working with songwriters and producers. It was my job to get them placements, to set up co-writes, to help get them work, and to I didn't have the ability to sign songwriters and producers then.
Okay.
The publishing company at the time was small. It was a venture through EMI Music Publishing.
Okay.
And so I was just getting them placements at the time and setting up co-writes. And music publishing, yeah, so it's you deal with the songwriters, producers. You help
Mm-hmm.
get their songs placed. You help grow them as writers and producers, and you help artists grow as writers as well.
Gotcha.
And it's basically A&R also.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for years, and I would go to New York all the time to place records, and I did that for 2 years.
Okay.
I had a placement on Instinct's last album. It was a co-write I had set up between some producers that were based out of Detroit that were signed to Universal Publishing.
Okay.
And that's how Universal Publishing became aware of me, and then they made an offer to hire me. And I went to New York. The business was really all in New York at that time.
Okay.
Los Angeles, and like the labels weren't really based in Los Angeles as much. You really only got your cuts like in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went out to New York, and I was in New York for almost like 8 years
Okay.
and got to sign a bunch of incredible talent. Yeah,
Okay.
of it all for me, really. That's where my career really kind of like started kicking off.
Got you. And let me sidebar. This has nothing to do with anything. LaFace, I just want to shout out LaFace only because they produced the soundtrack to my favorite movie, Boomerang, back in 1992. So I
But
just classic album. That's all. I just wanted to throw that in there. So
from that soundtrack.
what you said?
What were your favorite songs from that
Oh,
soundtrack?
can I say that on IG Live? My favorite songs. So I mean, everybody liked End of the Road, but it was really, I mean, it shouldn't have been Love Should Have Brought Him Home because I wasn't listening to that in some of my.
Mhm.
That's another IG Live. But it was Love Should Have Brought You Home. It was my joint. It was Johnny Gill. There You Go. It was There You Go. That was it. Karaoke, all of that. But again,
Really?
that's another. Again, these are other IG Lives that we don't need to.
Right, Brandon. Who knew?
That's don't let the glasses. So here we go. So right. So outside of that, let's
Mhm.
get to Ethiopia stories. So from music publishing, what made you want to really transition into the label side? Like why become the president of Motown Records? And what does that mean to be a part of that legacy of Motown?
You just asked me why become the president of Motown Records.
It's called a layup question. It's called a layup.
Come on.
It's called a layup.
So I will say that was never something that I set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
I never said that I wanted to like be at a record label. In fact, I probably like spoke against it for a long time.
Hmm.
Truth be told.
Why is that?
Because as a music publisher, I used to be very, you just don't know. But when you have a certain perspective as a music publisher, which as a publisher, you just have a certain perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Got
cool. If you're a music publisher on the live right now, I just want you to know you don't know till you know. So come to the other side, and then you get to like fully see the full game. I just I love working with creators. I love working with songwriters, producers. I love the process of working with creators, artists, songwriters, producers. But there is something to really being able to fully affect music as a whole and having the full 360 perspective. I think me also being able to like grow into management, also coming from, being in music publishing and having that experience of working with Carrie as a songwriter and then being able to, be in management also and learning more in that way. I've always wanted to grow and evolve. That's just something about me. Evolution is important. I never want to be stagnant. And so that was a part of what my growth was from being a publisher into coming into a label. I am a advocate for artists and for talent and for creators. I respect the gift of music.
mm-hmm.
Recognize that it is a gift. You know what I mean? It's not something that I'm blessed with. I can't sing, but if I could, it'd be a rap for everybody.
Right. It is what it is.
But I know that it is a gift, right? And I think that my gift is to see the gift in others and to also help them bring their gift to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's important, and that's why I'm here. And I've known that for a long time. So being in the business, understanding the business, being a part of like educating talent, being able to like help bring their gift to the world, to educate them along the way, to
Mm-hmm.
create other opportunities for other executives, etc. It's why I'm here.
Yeah.
So it's a part of how I like show up in my career as well. And it's been a part of like the work that I do and how I've moved since I've been in it.
Yeah. So here's another question. So music publishing,
Yeah.
management,
Yeah.
done so much in your career.
Mm-hmm.
Questions that I'm always asked by individuals who are trying to enter the music industry, because we know how much of a grind it is to work in it, and particularly for you to have so many different jobs and positions.
Mm-hmm.
Find time for Ethiopia outside of all of this? How do you make time for yourself? So, do you have a proper, I call it a life balance. I don't even call it work-life balance, because when we put work first, that means we don't have a life. Do you have a proper life balance? And if not, like, how do you find that?
I don't know about it. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, so here's the thing. A proper life balance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we are all, I don't know if you ever fully have it all in balance. That's what I've learned, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we're every day working towards, figuring it out, right?
Right.
But if you love it, if you love what you're doing, if you feel like you're kind of like walking in your purpose and you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're with it, I and I think if you're again, evolution is important to me, like not being stagnant,
Right.
not being in the same space or staying in the same kind of mindset. I like to grow. I like to be challenged. I like thoughtful conversations. I like learning new things. I like being inspired and challenged, even when I'm going through difficult times in my life or difficult times, period.
Yeah.
I need for a purpose and a reason, So
Mm-hmm.
kind of got to just be aware of that and just know you'll get to the other side, but also be conscious of the fact that this difficult time is for a reason and what is the lesson in this. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's important to know to take care of yourself though, and
Yes.
be aware of like if something isn't good for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Am I making a lot of bad decisions? Do I keep repeating the same thing over and over again that has me in this place, right? So, those sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely don't have it all figured out, but those are the things I think about. I don't know if I have like balance. I'm also a Libra, and
Mm-hmm.
balance is something I'm always thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I know when I'm like completely off,
Yeah.
the ebb and flow. That's what life is for me. You
And I think, not trying to
know,
passion thing,
I
have
thought my team up in here showing love, guys.
Motown team.
Uh-huh.
But no, I do think it's passion, right? If you're driven
Yeah.
by, whether in whatever facet of life, whether that's work, whether that's,
Yeah.
career, relationships, family, I think,
Yeah.
man.
Like,
So,
quarantine, it was really important to me to be in Atlanta, which I'm still here, to be
okay.
to my family
Right.
and to not be far away from them during this time. You know, I'm still very close to them.
Mm-hmm.
Girl to me. Yeah.
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 So tell me, what do you have coming up with Motown? What artists should we be on the lookout for? What are you excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about so much. We just Tiana Major 9 just dropped her new song today, Lucky, which I love. I've been blasting it all day when I haven't been on my Zoom calls. I'm excited about, clearly our QC family with Little Baby is doing,
Phenomenal.
bless him, and him walking in his light and his purpose and what he's doing. He understands his influence and the bigger picture. That record is, so special. We have a lot of great music coming. Neo's record is so good, feels so good. You the Love, definitely check for that. Migos, this Needed record, fire. Everybody should check for that. What else? Chaz French. I said Chaz French, Neo, Tiana, Migos, Baby, Malachi.
Mm-hmm.
Malachi. Brandon, why you just say this? Because
Got a whole roster. That's what, just say,
the whole right. I'm
say
gonna be,
roster.
you know,
That's it. I got you. The whole roster. Everyone should be on the lookout for the whole roster. And I'm gonna end it with this, E. I'm gonna end it with this because I think it's important, particularly because it's Juneteenth. Can you talk a little bit about the Universal Music Group Task Force that you're a part of?
yes. Absolutely, absolutely. Been on many Zoom meetings about it. So, I am the co-chair of the UMG task force, which I'm co-chair with Jeff Carlston, who's the general counsel of all of UMG. What's up, Jalen? And listen, this is really, it's been created with the purpose of really being thoughtful on change that we can make internally and externally.
Mm-hmm.
And not coming from a place of like, oh, how can we just take this moment to fix things for ourselves? It's also how to make change in the community, how to make change for the creators, for our artists. The week that the tipping point, I would say, is what I refer to it as, like Memorial Day week, the week of Memorial Day. I'd taken that week off to kind of just take a break for myself because a lot happened personally with my family, and I kind of unplugged from work, but I had to plug back in because of all that had really taken place, and I was so concerned about the team, the Black employees at our company, and the effect of it all. It's traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really concerned because, we always have to still show up inside of our companies and do our job and do our work, but we are living in, there's a pandemic, but we're also seeing the images of our brothers being killed, right? And we're hearing about our sister being killed and nothing being done about it. And it is traumatizing. Mm-hmm. And so I was, I remember that Friday morning waking up and just being on the phones all day, and I was exhausted, but also there was a different kind of energy that I had because I was so concerned for the Black employees of not only my immediate team, but our whole organization. And like, what are we going to do? Because we have a responsibility to them. And so the conversations we were all having internally were, we have to come together to provide support, therapies, conversation, et cetera, to support our Black employees. And then it was like, we are a music company, we have artists, we have a voice, we have an opportunity to make significant change. And there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah.
And at every level, we have an opportunity now more than ever to really use this power to make significant change. And so we're being very thoughtful about it. Right. An election year, we also have, this generation is being led by the kids, the youth out here on the front lines, and they are not standing for this shit, right? And we have to be right there with them, supporting them. Mm-hmm. So conscious of that. And the task force is, a group of executives across the whole UMG global company. It's not just US based. There's inequalities and issues across the whole world. And we're listening to them, and we're being conscious of all of it and being thoughtful of changes to make across the company, internally, externally, immediate changes, things that are going to be long-term, and being thoughtful about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go on Motown Records, I believe the website, and for Universal Music Group to find out more information about the task force.
Everything is up on the website.
Everything's on the website. Ethiopia. Just so you know, Capital, Motown, Universal, everybody has a partner in Live Nation Urban, whatever you need from us.
Thank you, Brandon. You are family. So happy to be doing it. This is my first time ever doing a live.
With us? With Live Nation Urban?
The first Live Urban, yep.
I might tear up. I'll wait till I get off. But I might. But no, thank you, E. You are a legend, amazing, one of the greatest ever. I'm honored to call you friend, and I'm appreciative.
Yeah, listen, I support you. I support Live Nation Urban. Brandon, Heather, Sean, you guys are family. So much love for you all. So much love for the work that you guys have been doing, what you guys have been building for years. Tons of respect. So thank you guys for supporting Motown always.
Always will. Little Babies on the Roots picnic. Saturday.
No, I've been doing any show, so it's a big deal. Baby showing up, Live Nation Urban, that's a big deal. Roots Picnic.
Roots Picnic, June 7th, YouTube.com, 8 o'clock next week. Everybody,
Yeah.
that was my cheap plug. Thank you. This is Ethiopia Habtemariam, president of Motown Records, executive vice president, of Capitol Music Group. Thank you for being here. Happy Juneteenth, everybody, and for the fathers.
Everybody celebrate.
Yes, for the fathers that are on here, happy Father's Day as well.
Yes, happy Father's Day.
Gotta respect that. Thank you, everybody. This has been another episode of Live Nation Urban presents Meet the Execs. I'm your host, Brandon Pankey. Next week, after an amazing week with Motown Records, we have a week with Interscope Records, so I'm excited to keep it going. Thank you again. Much love, always.
Bye.
Bye.